Good morning, good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at some XRP, some Bitcoin, a little bit of Coinbase, liquidity heat maps, as well as the Sigma coin. So, all right, it is in my mind official that we have now completed our wave one move of this larger wave one out of here. So, 1 and 2 are in. We've completed them. We're moving out of this region, and if our bull market is on, we should expect that our next part, which is our wave 3, should take us up and out of this price action and possibly all the way back into the 310 plus region, which would move us back into this area of supply before the breakdown. So, all right, so now that we've kind of made that ultimately kind of assessment here, let's take a look at what we're seeing as far as price action is concerned. So first off, hidden very well in here, we identified this potential leading diagonal wedge for wave one as the potential count, and we caught it way back in here just because of how much overlap and chop was happening, and we kind of put that on the video. I kind of then shelved it because it seemed like we were having some additional potential ABC structure move to the upside, and we were concerned about the breakdown. But now, after this newest price action, fully confirmed in my mind that we have in fact seen the wave one, wave two of this degree, and it's basically here. So let's go over it real fast. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves off the low. Then we had an ABC, which went down, up, down. If you could see that here, we had looked at that in prior videos, discussion of a down, up, down move. Then we went again another 5 waves for a wave 3, and wave 1 and wave 3 in this scenario can be close to the same length. You can see 3 is a smidge longer, but just can't be the shortest wave on a leading diagonal. Then we did another complex WXY Z almost structure here for wave 4, and then a very clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our 5th wave, getting us back up to almost +2 deviations on our VWAP here. Okay, so all right, so all that happened. Then this correction was very clearly a 5-wave move to the downside, and then yesterday with this very explosive move to the upside, catching everybody off guard, this was an ABC. So whenever you see these kind of like bounce higher low, get set in, and then a straight up parabolic candle for XRP at least, that's an ABC. So you want to take profits. And so the basic answer for that, let's just kind of zoom in on that price action real fast. We had a perfect tag of a retrace also on that ABC. So it ended up being, with the ABC, we ended up having a 786 pullback or pull up to, maybe even a little, yeah, it was a 786. And when we did that, it ultimately rejected, couldn't sustain itself, and fell. But if we do an equal measured move on both of these legs, we actually can see that we came and started closing candles down here in this equal measured move area, and then a wick to the perfect tag of a 0.5 fib of this entire region. So here's your full wave 1, ABC, back testing, a 0.5 perfect tag, and a bounce and reaction right off the lows. So very, very, very wonderful to see that we're getting that kind of setup and play happening here. So wave 1, wave 2 is now in. So if we're basically like right here, and now the expectation is we should start moving out of here and up for our wave 3, 4, and 5. And generally, if we're going to be going and do measurements, your wave 3, 4, and 5 tends to give you, let's do this live here. So we're going to hide this real quick. And the take this guy off, so we know that that was equal, so yay, we love that. And we got the fib move here, which we know was a perfect back test. So now we're going to use our trend-based fib, and we're going to give ourselves an estimated target of where we think our wave 3 could take us. So wave 3 is going to start at the origin of wave 1 to the top of wave 1, down to what we now currently expect our wave 2 completion to be, and we get a 1618 move, or $3.03. Look at that, just like I thought. So we should expect here over the next coming days a $3.03 move, pushing us back up into supply here for our wave 3, 4, and 5. And then that ultimately will check with what we were anticipating price action to look like here back in the day, just like this. So you're going to see our leading diagonal, wave 1, wave 2, and then we'll have a 3 all the way back up to 301, 4, and a 5, and then a back test of this parabolic rise that we're going to see. So this is still in my thoughts of what we're going to do. We just had to go in and complete this final breakdown to then start our wave 1, wave 2. And if you notice, this is super tiny. This was back on June. You'll see this is the 30-minute candles, and here we are looking at the 15-minute candles, and we have a much larger structure that's taking to get out of this region to reset everything. So that's really bullish. So right now we should be back up into the $3 range within the next few days or so, and maybe a week. So I'd say, if we just kind of use this kind of trend view here, there's your wave 1, your wave 2, your wave 3 would kind of be in a parallel channel. And so we would kind of be expecting that by Sunday, we would be back up into the range, and then we can even see a little bit higher to our 311, confirming a breakout and a move above this region, which would be exactly what people would need to see to start longing. And then we go, whoop-ah, and we smack back down, and then we go. So anyway, so that's kind of what we're expecting over the next, what do we have here? Today's Wednesday. So should take us about 3-4 days or so to kind of make this ascent, maybe quicker, but that's the plan. So obviously if we start closing below these areas here, then this count gets invalidated. But right now for this B leg, very clean technical equal measured move coupled with a now bounce right off of a perfect fib of the 0.5. So it's pretty technical at this point. So all right, so that's basically what we're looking at for here. So now let's kind of get an idea of if we're correct in our bullish count. I've been meaning to do this for the last few days. What is it that we're looking for when it comes to targets for XRP? So this has been a question now, and I'm going to be using the Bitstamp chart here, which has this kind of moderate pullback for XRP down to $1.58. But we even had some with Binance that came down to $1.88, I believe, for their XRP. So, all right, so let's identify a few things here. So we have wave 1, we have wave 2, and wave 2 was done with a flat structure. And now we should be moving into our wave 3. So just like what we did for our shorter time frame, 310 return back up into this region to cross above and give us a move back up again, we're going to do the same thing with XRP here on this larger wave 1, wave 2 of the major degree. And so what we have is we do a trend-based fib from the low to the high to the bottom of wave 2, which is right here at this wick. And we do our trend-based fib. And that trend-based fib right now gives us a 618 target of $6.15 for a 1618. But generally your full extension, no, and I apologize, that is not correct. That is that one. It gives you a 1618 target of 5418. So there's your full extension. So we're looking at 5418 as now the new wave 3 potential completion of cycle high of XRP pushing up to that level. Now this is also some good confluence that if we just measure the 5-wave move data downside for wave 2 here, we would actually see a full 4.236 taking us to $55. So we have a confluence of both of these measurements matching. And so I would say somewhere in this $54 region, $30 to $54 region would be an easy expectation of where we can expect this wave 3 to go. So targets for XRP are astronomical and freaking amazing. So going from 50 cents to up here would be just wild to move to that level. So definitely pretty excited to see those targets come into play. And with that, we can expect too that the Sigma coin will have a massive return on its own because it will have turned around and also gotten the benefit of XRP's massive growth. So as Sigma loads here we go, we can see that we're still just right back into the channel and the wedge that we had been tracking for a year now. And with it being now a year old on its price action, we've seen a 5-wave move off the lows, a leg 1 for an A, and then a B, and then if we do in a measured move, we could potentially retest 987 if we are so lucky as to get a gift back sub 1 million. My goodness, that's incredible to kind of back test this ABC move. I don't know if we're going to get it, but the count could see there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and then A, B, C up to that. And this is a wave 2. So if we start closing up here, then I'm all good. We don't need to worry about this back test. But if we don't, then I can see us coming back down into this million range and then getting front ran and run out of here. So about to be Christmas for everybody if you wanted your last entries if we do get this small pullback, which is healthy, normal, and expected to kind of play this out. So, but then just like with the Sigma coin, we do these two same measurements, and if we just do a regular fib of our wave 1, we're looking at targets pushing us up. Let's get it on long here so you can see it better. If we do it at fib measurement here on the wave 1, you can see that just getting us to the 1618 is a 67x, and 2618 is 150,000% return, which would push us into anywhere between a 77 to a 1.6 billion market cap for the next wave, which if XRP is running to the 50s, easily doable. So all right, so that's kind of what we're doing. That's what we're checking in. But yeah, I've been meaning to give targets here. And now that we have a potential completion of our wave 1 and wave 2 of the minor degree off the lows, this is going to be wonderful. So we're just going to continue to zoom in on this price action, making sure that we can do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move off the lows, and then an A, B, C, close this gap, and then get out of here. So we want to see that higher low come in here today. And I don't want to see price action fall below 238. So liquidity wise, this was from earlier. Now we're going to look at what it has refreshed to. So with the 12-hour, all the liquidity to the downside is gone. Get a little bit, and then we're out to the 243 region. Move out to the 24-hour, and we can see that more liquidity up in the 25 region. So this should start our ascent out of this region. And then just like before, if we go and look at a 3-month chart, and we get the larger window of what we've been doing this whole time, that's what we're aiming for. So I think we're poised. I think it's ready. I think the narrative will manifest very soon, and XRP is in the sweet spot, ready to run. So with amazing potential upside into the 54 region shown here. So, all right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll check in tomorrow, and hopefully this will make you feel better about the current price action of XRP.